Today's purpose is to just give a quick overview of our new module, Defensible Connect. It's geared towards wildland, defensible space, brush and weed abatement, inspections. Um, Brand new. It's in a completely different environment than Streamline. It's built in MongoDB versus Streamline has previously been built in a SQL environment. So this is a web-based, cloud-based application. It's going to function in a similar way to Streamline, whereas you have an administrative portal, which is what you're looking at now, and then there's a mobile component that goes along with it. The difference with the mobile component is going to be that it's not a manual installation of an application. It's actually a browser-based application. And I'll get more into that shortly. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what the admin portal looks like. So right now we're looking at our dashboard. This dashboard is going to be able to be customizable by the user. Our lead developer has built this in such a way that you're going to be able to pull in the data that you actually want to see on the dashboard when you log into this thing. So when you log into Defensible Connect, this will pop up. You're going to see cases by status, entities by category, events by type, all of this stuff. Any point of data that you're going to want to see here, you're going to be able to include, which is great. Streamline's dashboard, as you know it, is fixed today. There's no customization level to it. There's no way that you can pull in other data, whereas this you're going to be able to do it. Over here, you're going to have a left-hand menu. And as we click through these, the top one's going to be the dashboard. Locations are going to include your wildland. So that's the module itself. For future plans, we intend to migrate Streamline into this platform. And so over here, you'll also see commercial, you'll see complexes, hydrants, and permits as well. Inspections are really referred to as cases in the Wildland module. We don't refer to them as inspections. Streamline will remain the same, and it's going to have all the same functionality it had before. It's just going to be better. This is a much quicker platform to work with, and it's much more intuitive. So, our purpose here is really to give more power to our customers. When they log into this, we want it to be as simple to use as possible. Templates are going to work in a similar way. So you're still going to have a template. It's going to contain your checklist for your case or your inspection, whichever you're doing. However, they're going to be built out differently. So you'll actually build it out directly from the template. So you build the template first, and then you build the checklists that you want to see in that template right there within the template. In Streamline today, and I know I keep talking about Streamline, but it's worth the comparison. In Streamline today, you go back and forth. You can build your template first, but then you got to go to a separate area to build your checklist. And once those are built, you go back to the template and drag them in. It's really not a great process. And so we are absolutely going to simplify that and make it a lot easier to get that done and much quicker as well. You'll see here that I've got a form and a widget library. When you build templates and you build checklists, and add widgets and create widgets, you're going to be given the option to publish those templates, those checklists, those widgets. And when you publish them, what you're telling the system is that you're willing to share these with other departments that are utilizing the same system. So any of our other customers will be able to see whatever you decide to publish. And so it's optional. If you don't want to share, you don't have to. But if you do, now you're giving other departments some ideas about how they can approach their inspections and their wildland and weed abatement and defensible space cases. So it's a really nice feature that I've always wanted for Streamline, and it will be in this environment here, which is really nice. Reporting is going to be much more simplified than it was in Streamline. First of all, we don't have it here. It's not displaying in my demo system today, but we will have an AI assistant that utilizes the Microsoft AI. You'll be able to go to the AI assistant, tell it that you want to build a report, and then it will interview you. It will ask you what points of data that you're wanting to add into that report, and then it will go fetch the data and create the report for you. You're going to be able to build report libraries. So again, just like the templates, you're going to be able to build a report, and whatever those parameters are that you have in that report, you're going to be given the option to publish that as well. So that's going to make that available to all of our customers if you choose to do that, which is great. So you'll be able to set up report templates that have certain parameters, publish those. If you don't want to publish them, you don't have to, but you'll be able to go and recall those templates anytime that you want. So reporting is going to get a lot easier in this platform as well, which is great. And then, of course, you've got your people area here, which will contain your users, roles, user groups, and we're working on shared contacts as well. And then your configuration area, that's going to contain, lookups. Your violation code sets will be in here as well. Any department settings that you have, the name of the department, the address, phone numbers, fax numbers, any of that information that's relevant. And this is pretty much like the admin tab in Streamline today. So that's what that looks like. You'll notice up here we've got tether sync. So this automatically syncs while you're logged into it. And the mobile is going to have the exact same thing. So there's no more hitting a sync button. You can tap on this if you want to sync it. Maybe if you go out of an area that has connectivity and you come back, and it should auto sync, but if it doesn't, you can hit that to sync it. And the same is going to apply to the mobile area of this. So that's a quick overview of the admin portal. When I jump over to the next tab here, this is what the mobile application is going to look like. And so again, you're not going to have to go to the Microsoft Store or go to the Apple App Store to download the app and then install it on the device and then license it. Once you're authenticated into that admin portal and into the system, you're going to be able to open this up with the link. Your browser is also going to give you the option to install that as an app. So if you're still using an iPad or a Microsoft Touch device or whatever the case, I absolutely recommend installing it as an app. But any other device that you use as well, what it's going to do is create an icon and put it right on your desktop. So that way you don't have to go to the browser, open a bookmark or whatever the case. You can install it as an icon on your desktop. The other great thing about this, moving away from those app stores, is that we are going device agnostic. So this means that you're going to be able to use this on virtually any device that has a connection and a web browser capability. This is going to be able to be used on mobile phones, iPads, Windows devices, Android, any other touch tablet you can think of. Anything that's modern, basically, you're going to be able to utilize this on that device. So we're lifting that device restriction with this new system. So as I go to log into the mobile area here, this window pops up. It looks very similar, again, to Streamline. When you go to log in, it's going to ask you which account you want to load into. The only difference is here, now you can select multiple accounts if you want to. Okay, so if you want to go in and kind of monitor what's going on with these accounts, or maybe you need to pick up some slack because you've got people on vacation or sick leave or whatever the case, you're going to be able to click multiple accounts and confirm, and it will load those accounts. Okay, and you'll see that the tether sync was working up there. It was syncing. One thing I also want to mention about syncing is that we are still offering the offline capability. So this will sync as long as it's very much similar to Streamline. If you sync to start your day and you pull everything down that you need, you can go offline all day if you need to and complete whatever you've pulled down into the device. Of course, we've got the auto sync there. We want it to sync regularly that way, just in case something happens to the device while you're offline. We want that data up in the cloud as often as possible. Now, again, this is geared towards wildland, defensible space, vegetation management. We're going to be able to pull in GIS data and outline those parcels that you have. What you're looking at right now is sample data that was provided to us by the city of Atwater in California. And so it doesn't really have those rural areas outlined, which normally you're going to see a lot of that outlined. But they gave us a little sample selection, which is very residential. So just keep that in mind. You're looking at sample data here. As I zoom in, you're going to see color coding going on. Okay, so we've got, this orange area here. And if I click on it, we've got an open case here, right? So it says one open. So that's orange, that's open. Red will indicate that it's overdue. Okay, so it's open. This one's overdue. It'll show you the overdue notification here. And green, let me see if I have a green one on here now. I should, maybe I don't. So a green box will indicate that there is a completed case there. So you'll have the color coding. Again, we have that in Streamline today. You're also going to be able to set severity levels. So if you want some color coding for severity level, low, medium, high risk, you'll be able to do that as well. Now, as you look around the map, I've got all these parcels. They're all outlined. I can click on any of them that I want. So if I'm driving down a street and I see a location that maybe has a concern, or maybe it doesn't, I just want to note that, hey, I drove by this location, it's good to go, and I want to create a case and just create a report for that and create a history for that, you can absolutely do that. I can't do this today because I'm on my laptop, but if I were on a mobile device, you'll be able to long press on any one of these parcels, and then it will allow you to multi-select parcels. So if you drive down a whole street and you say, hey, there's nothing going on here, I want to go ahead and just open a case and create one and close it for all of these, you can go in and you can multi-select properties as well, which is excellent. As you click on those parcels, you're going to be able to see what's going on with them. You're going to be able to see all the historical data for the cases. If there's any related cases or entries that are found in the system, you'll be able to see those as well. Contact data, of course, is going to be very important. You're going to be able to add contact data in the field and edit and delete contacts. There's some parcel information that might be in here, right? So owner information, legal description, the deed reference, any of the data that you provide us, we can pop into that area. And then general, right? So here's the entity name, the address, what type of property is it, what's the zoning, and so on. So you'll be able to go in here and look at that information and, of course, start cases. And so when you go to start a case, again, it's like Streamline, you're going to go in, you're going to select the template that you want to utilize. When you select that template, you're going to also select an inspection type. So this might be a defensible space inspection, sorry. And then, of course, what accounts are we going to send that to, right? So if you have selected multiple accounts, you're going to be able to select which one you want to assign that to. So I might want to assign this one to 3. Any notes that you want to add, you can add here, but typically you're going to wait until you get to that location to add some notes. And then you create that case, and it will open up your form. And your form can look like this, can look very different as well. You can add, again, create your own checklist. They're all user definable. So we have, pass fail toggles in here, just like we would in Streamline. We also have an area for inspection photos. So if you want photos to be tied to the inspection that maybe aren't tied to these toggles, you can do that as well. And then, of course, notes areas. And so you're going to be able to create widgets, other photo toggles that are maybe, maybe those photos apply just to the location itself rather than the inspection, and widgets. And so all of that stuff is still going to be available. Anything you can do in Streamline today, you're going to be able to do within this new environment. Of course, you're going to have the inspector sign off. So if you're on a tablet, you're going to be able to go in there and sign with your finger or a stylus or Apple Pencil or whatever you have. And then you can submit or complete the inspection. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out. I have requirements in here that I don't want to meet. And so that's a quick overview of what the new platform is going to look like. If there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.